Listen to me. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk to y'all real quick. Am I watching the same battle that everybody else is watching? The reason why I'm asking this, because I'm looking on Twitter, I'm looking on all different types of social media, and people talking about Danny Myers. He didn't body Chess. Chess is never going to come back from this. This was horrible. This was a parallel universe body. I can't believe it's not butter. This is horrible. Everybody is talking reckless, they're talking crazy, and they saying Chess, this is one of his worst showings, and he just wasn't good. I'm hearing like all kind of shit, bro. And like, oh, they trying to attack Danny Myers. Pat Stay put out a tweet, and he's basically like, yo, like, why they doing Danny Myers like this? And what Pat Stay is talking about is it gets to a point in the battle to where Cave Gang is just like, they've had it with Danny Myers, they trying to kind of jump him, like, in a sense. And, people kind of like, yo, like, yeah, they are treating Danny Myers kind of bad and shit. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I want to say about this battle. I watched the battle, and I think this battle is debatable. I really do. I think you can give Chess the first and the third, and you can get Danny Myers the second and the third, or you can give him the first, second, and third. I think this battle is kind of debatable. I don't think this battle is like clear like everybody is saying. I watched it twice, and believe you me, like, this is why it's taking so long for me to come out with this blog, because battles like this, first of all, battles are too long, bruh. And I know y'all know what I mean, especially when you gotta sit here and really pay attention to what people are saying and kind of give like an opinion on it. They're way too long, bruh. So, you trying to get through it, they're pushing and they're shoving and all this crap you trying to get through. This is what's basically happening in the battle. From the first round of Danny Myers, like, he's kind of pushing on Chess, and it's just like, Chess is getting to a point to where, like, he's like, what the, you know what I mean? Like, he has to push Danny Myers back to get him up off of him. And, we kind of see, like, in the battle, Debo's trying to break it up. And you got Chess saying, like, no, like, I'm a man, I can handle this myself. And Danny Myers is, like, consistently, like, all up in Chess's space. So, people are kind of mad at Debo. But, later on, like, it starts getting worse to where Danny Myers is continuing to pressure Chess. And Chess, like, pushes Danny Myers, and he gets to a point that he just wants to fight. And then you got Cave Gang trying to jump in and kind of just jump, Danny Myers at this point. Like, they're kind of just like, you got Tay-Rock, he's yelling all kind of shit at Danny Myers. You got Chef Trez, he's getting on stage acting like he about to walk up to Danny Myers and do something. Y'all ain't do nothing to blackface. Listen to me. I'm sorry. I was trying to stay out of the cave. Y'all ain't do nothing on that stage when Briz and Top was in some shit. Like, y'all ain't do nothing. Do not try to jump Danny Myers now, bro. Like, y'all should not be trying to do that shit. He's by himself. If he's having a problem with Chess, like, they need to work it out. Or, like, whoever is, like, hosting the event, they need to kind of work it out. Debo, I think, was doing a good job trying to make sure all the bumping and shit will kind of come to a cease. He's telling Danny Myers, like, yo, like, let's get out of this, like, spit your shit so we can get out of this thing clean. So he tried to, like, mediate the situation, but then it just continued to, like, escalate. But y'all trying to jump him and all kind of shit and acting all tough, like, that's where it just, y'all kind of lose me at that point. Why do that? The public already sees y'all for not doing nothing when everything goes down. So why even try to, like, extra almost fight, like, in a situation like that? Shout out to Chess, because I do feel like he was professional for the most part, even though he was getting bumped up, against and, kind of pushed all around and shit. Like, he was kind of professional with it, but he got to a point to where any one of y'all would have got like, yo, like, what? Why do you keep pushing me, bro? Like, can't just stand there and rap. And you get points in the battle. Chess is rapping, and Danny Myers is not giving him any space. He can't even move, like, on the stage. So, I understand Danny Myers has, like, a huge fan base. I'm guessing because from what it looks like on Twitter and Facebook and these different groups and some of these discourse, like, people are in favor of Danny Myers in all of this. When I think Danny Myers was the cause of, like, a lot of this shit. You see what I'm saying? But as far as Cave Gang, y'all being extra tough when it comes to Danny Myers, don't do that shit. Because, like, we all, like, can just blog on what the hell we saw before prior with the blackface situation and the holding the door and none of y'all really jumping in except Chess. Like, all y'all kind of leaving, like, Briz out for himself and holding the door for shit, like, Briz to run out and all that shit. Like, don't do that. You know, when we actually saw, like, how y'all get down when shit actually pops off. Maybe this is something where y'all trying to act super extra because of that, and y'all trying to make up for it. But don't do that. You see what I'm saying? But shout out to Chess. I feel like you handled it as best as you could, like, in that situation. You still got through all your rounds. You know, but I do feel like Danny Myers, I think he outclassed Chess in the second round. That was clear. The third round is kind of sketchy to me because it seems like Chess messed up a little bit in the first round. I'm sorry, in the third round, but then he kind of played it off like, yo, like it was part of his round. So I don't know if that was actually him messing up or getting ready to choke, or if he just like thought of a quick rebuttal to get him back to where he was. I mean, then you got Danny Myers. He had a couple of situations where he had dry spots and, you know, kind of like a spot where you thought he was going to choke in a round. But when you look at material, I think Danny Myers had pretty good material. You look at Chess, I think Chess had good material. He's trying to like bring the shit to a parallel universe and saying like, Danny Myers, I'm your son, and this is why I don't like you and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Chess did a really good job. Not a stellar job, like the best shit in the world. No, I think him and Danny Myers was kind of on the same level. I've seen way better from both of them. This battle was not like, you know, a great classic that people are trying to make it out to be. It's not. It's hard to watch, you know, but in the first round, I feel like Chess, you know, he's got an argument to win the first. I can't watch this battle and say, clearly Danny Myers won this battle or clearly Chess won this battle. I can't, and I watched it twice, and it was painful for me to watch it twice. Not that it was a terrible battle, but some of the bars that Chess had was too regular. Some of the bars that Danny Myers had was mad regular. You see what I'm saying? But I do feel like Danny Myers took the second clearly, but y'all can argue for the first or the third for Danny Myers. You could potentially argue like a 3-0 for Danny Myers. I will say this, in Danny Myers' favor, you know, the rebuttals that he had consistently in the first and the second and the third round is kind of showing me that Danny Myers is moving towards space to where he wants to get into his freestyle bag a little bit more. He wants to freestyle and he wants to rebuttal. You see what I'm saying? But I think he did a very good job. Like, the third round rebuttal was kind of crazy. Like, talking about, like, I'm your mama, like, the shit that he, like, rebuttal. I thought that was dope, but that kind of got messed up in, you know, the scheme of everything he was doing with all the commotion and everything that was going on stage. But I do want to say this, you know, I think in battle rap, we all got to kind of stop this shit. Because right now, Tay-Rock, I'm going to be real with you. You are a big brand. Chess, you're a big brand. Av, you know what I'm saying? You didn't really get into shit. You see what I'm saying? But Chef Trez, I know you kind of like, you're in like some weird space in battle rap. People respect you, but you're not like here in the URL. You know, we see you do battles here and there. You do well. Like, people kind of respect you in battle rap, but y'all don't want to get to a space to where you trying to act too gangster and you run into somebody that's going to try you, because they will try you. You see what I'm saying? Like, look at the guy that got into it with Calico. Everybody's interviewing him. They trying to get him on their, you know, their podcasts or their shows, or, you know what I'm saying, like for blogs. Like, you know, just imagine people are watching this. People are watching bloggers. They're watching 15 Minutes of Fame. They're watching all of this. If I punch Tay-Rock in the mouth, he been talking crazy, they might talk about me. I'm an up-and-coming battle rapper. The only reason why we really know about drugs is because him almost fighting with Tay-Rock. That's it. That's what sparked his career. It wasn't him really being with Twerk or him like being a fire battle rapper. It was him almost getting into a fight with you, Rock. So you got to be very careful about what you're putting out there. And I understand it's a lot of pressure that you're under. You about to battle Geechee Gotti. You see what I'm saying? And you got everybody talking about you holding doors, you not getting down, you doing interviews talking about they spraying on stage, you can't see nothing. We seeing videos you visibly like just looking around like nothing's wrong. You know, then we seeing you not holding the door, but standing next to a door. So you gotta make situations up to kind of just like cover yourself. You see what I'm saying? So you don't want, you know, to be acting extra tough and then somebody hits you. And then, you know, where you going to be at then? Like, where's your brand going to go then? Now you're going to have to, do interviews like, why this happened? Why do you feel this happened? This shouldn't be happening in a battle rap. People need to be keeping their hands off each other. When we need to just get to that space now, I think y'all could have like got in the middle of it, just like, yo, Daddy, this is too much. You see what I'm saying? Leave it at that, kind of like what Debo was doing. But not all this, like, I'd smack you in your face, you know what I mean? Talking to him like that. You saying some shit like that, right? Talking to him like that, like kind of egging on like a situation. I think everybody needs to stay away from that. People need to stop touching each other. People need to stop, like pushing each other, bumping it. Like, why are we doing that? If this is right now I'm doing a blog talking about the physicality of the situation. And this is what people are doing now. Like, oh, like they almost fought here. I didn't even touch on the Big Cannon and Tay-Rock situation because they squashed it. But y'all almost fighting because Chef Trez moved out the way, and then Big Cannon ended up kind of like falling on you in a sense and scuffing like your white tennis shoes. You get pissed off, you want to fight for that. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of just like, what in the fuck, bruh? Like, y'all all need to just calm the fuck down, like, if y'all want this shit to grow. Because in a minute, Rock, they probably not going to want you to be at these events. You know what I mean? Like, they probably ain't really going to tell you that. They might not want you there. Like, yo, it's always going to be some shit. You see what I'm saying? Chef Trez, you don't want to get into the mix of that. Chess, like I said, I think you did a pretty good job of handling yourself professionally. Because I don't know how I would have handled myself, honestly. Danny Myers, I feel like, you're dope. Let your bars speak for themselves. Like, you're the bar guy. This is what you say. This is your brand. This is what you're putting out there. The material you had, I think was, it was decent. It wasn't your best material. But the material you had alone could have been enough to kind of just, like, edge out the rounds, like, if they would have been performed right. But now you got rounds to where everything is kind of getting fucked up, and now shit is kind of looking like closer than what it should look. You see what I'm saying? So no diss to Danny Myers. He's got a lot of people out here that want to see him win. But another thing, Danny Myers, I know people are championing for you, and what that means is like people want to see you succeed, right? So you got battle rappers that are either they're scared to battle you or they feel like if I battle Danny Myers, it's not going to do anything for me. So you're going to get situations like, oh, Red, not taking the battle seriously, not writing right for the battle. You see what I'm saying? So by you pushing people and doing all this extra stuff, people are going to be like, nah, I really ain't battling Danny Myers. And that's the last thing you want, because you want to get on these big stages. You don't want to just be on the Born Legacy. You want to be on the Gnome. You've been putting in a lot of work in the URL and battle rap, period, in general. Everybody supports you. People are, like feeling you should be moving up. We don't know why you're getting certain matches that you're getting. Like, this is what people are saying. You've got a huge fan base out here. You know what I mean? Like, we could see in videos, you got, somebody that you met up with, in a video, I think it was like last year you put out, and, they're real excited to meet you and shit. Like, you got real fans out here. So you want to continue to elevate. You don't want to get into a situation where people, like, they already don't want to battle you, and then they're going to think, man, if I battle him, he's going to be way too extra. He's going to be pushing. He's going to be doing all that. I don't want to battle him. So for everybody to just avoid all this, people just need to keep their hands to themselves. But I will say this, the battle, I don't feel like any of the material was crazy on either part. I think Danny Myers, I like the way you hype yourself up and shit, but I don't think either one of the materials was crazy. I feel like the battle's debatable. I feel like Chess or Danny Myers, you can argue for either one of them in the first and the third. Danny Myers clearly took that second round, you know what I mean? So, I watched it twice. The first watch I had Danny Myers 2-1. I had him in the second and I had him in the third. The second watch, I had it debatable. So, and I really, being real with y'all, I cannot watch this battle again. You see what I'm saying? It is what it is. But shout out to the URL for giving us this that quick, but I think, I don't know if it's, like I said earlier, I don't know if I said it, but like the audio, I feel like it's not synced correctly. It could be like my Wi-Fi. It could be like my LTE. It could be the Wi-Fi when I was at work. It could be the Wi-Fi when I was at my friend's house. It could be, you know what I'm saying? But it kind of seemed like the audio was not in sync. You see, so I don't know, maybe that's just something that we got to deal with just for them pushing it out quick. They probably didn't have enough time to really go over it thoroughly, the editing of the battle and everything, but at least we got the battle at the end of the day. It's something that people can talk about if you got the app. It's something that you can be excited about. But as far as the touching, nobody needs to touch each other. That's it. You know, and I understand Danny Myers, you got a lot of fans, but I do feel like Danny Myers is at fault for this situation. You know what I mean? But trying to jump him and all this, I think it's kind of wild. I don't think y'all need to be doing no shit like that. But y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Peace.